What is up, YouTube? That's here today. I am back playing some Regulation C VGC content. Today I'm featuring a team that I made in conjunction with one of my Patreons. It was their idea to use Wo-Chien Glimmora, which is a little bit more, stally with Gothitelle, but then I decided to add aggressive cores like Dragonite and Gyarados and the Sash Flutter with a little bit of Perish in there as well. So I think this is like a really good team. I would highly recommend you guys use this rental code. Take this rental code, go all the way up to Master Ball. Like, this is a solid team. It has great matchups versus most of the meta. It has good matchups versus Inity Armrouge, good matchups versus Dozo, good matchups versus most things that you're gonna play against, and it has really good deliberate Tera choices on so many of these mons, and I feel it's just great for tackling all of the Ruin mons. Guys, don't forget to answer the question today. Let me know, do you guys like Ruin Seed? Do you hate it? Why or why not? Please answer the question today. We're trying to get to about 100 answers, and while we're there, trying to get about 100 likes in this video. So if you guys want to see more content like this, you want to see more community rental codes or rental codes that I work on and I feature that I think you guys can use your own games, let me know if you guys want to see more stuff like that. And without further ado, let's go hop into these games. This is how I would personally play Wo-Chien if I were to be building it for Regulation C. Wish me luck. Here we go. Alright, we're going up into our very first game using this team. Really cool team. I'm surprised they don't have a Shenpao. They have the, the Dragonite, they got the Lucario, they even have a Gallade and a Tauros. That looks to be Fire Tauros with a pairing of Iron Bundle. So the base speed tiers we're going to have to respect are things like Icy Wind coming out from Bundle, things like potential Trick Rooms from Gallade, and maybe Tailwinds from Dragonite. That being said, there are two big inner focus mons on that team, being the Dragonite and Lucario, so we probably don't want to lead like Gothitelle per se. I do think we can probably get away with leading Glimmora. I would say something like Glimmora Flutter is probably very good here, and then maybe like a Wo-Chien in the back. That's probably just a pretty good lead, because like the Flutter's going to go down after a few turns. Maybe we'll get some spikes up. Bring out the Wo-Chien to like actually solidify the game. I don't think like Gyarados is going to be that good here either, because again, the Intimidate does not work on those inner focus mons. So maybe Dragonite being able to close things out, there's nothing really wrong with that. I think that we could go with like a Gothitelle and go like, wait for all the toxic spikes to go up and go like Pollen Puff and Heal Pulse into each other over and over again. But I think realistically Dragonite's probably a great mon to clean up with in the back. So probably a good one. We could also have led Dragonite in Glimmora, but I feel that leading Flutter Mane just gives us a little bit more board presence, because they have to respect what the Flutter Mane brings to the table. We can use that to like protect Flutter Mane, pivot it out, do a bunch of other stuff. We can even like swap out Flutter Mane after a protect for something like the Wo-Chien and just let Glimmora do most of the heavy lifting in this matchup. We are using a Grass Tera Glimmora, we're using a Poison Tera Wo-Chien, a Fairy Tera, I think it's Fairy Tera, yeah, on the Flutter Mane, the normal Tera E-Speed Dragonite with a Flying Tera Gyarados. So let's see what we got here. Survey says Fire Tauros Meowscarada. Okay, so I'm trying to think of like what they actually have that would threaten us a lot. What do they realistically have? We could always go for the Wo-Chien and drop both of their attacks. So like that is a good pivot. I don't think there's anything wrong realistically with doubling into that Tauros slot. I think we probably outspeed some of those. I also think that Tauros did not get an Intimidate up against us. So that means maybe they're Anger Point. And if they are going to be Anger Point Tauros, if they're going to be Anger Point, something like Protect, Mortal Spin's not bad. I think we can just get away with going Power Gem into that slot then. Like Power Gem there and just a Dazzling Gleam just to do it. I don't think there's anything really wrong with that, because we're going to be at least be able to clock the Meowscarada Sash there. There's the Flower Trick. They're going to Scarf. They're basically going Scarf, Flower Trick into the Tauros and going for like an Anger Point Policy proc, which is a great combo. I don't think there's anything really wrong with that. But we do have the Flutter Mane with the Sash, and the Flutter Mane is going to be able to outspeed the Tauros in every single situation. So it's great damage there. It's not as good as Meowscarada, but they have single target attacks on the Tauros. So like you can totally go for this, and that's completely fine. We get that big Sash. That's one of the reasons why we also led Flutter Mane instead of Dragonite in this situation, just because it was just a much safer lead. We weren't going to get absolutely dumpstered by anything, and we pick up the Tauros with a super effective Power Gem. So pretty good first turn. They went way all in. They're locked into Flower Trick, and so we're just going to swap out Flutter for a Wo-Chien and probably just go for a Mortal Spin. That seems like a decent play. We could realistically, I think the safer play would be to just go Grass Tera here, because it would stop them from going Flower Trick into the spot. They would have to read this and go for like an Ice attack into the Glimmora. I think there's a much higher chance they just go for a Hydro Pump. And so in this case, we could go for either the Power Gem or the Energy Ball. Energy Ball is going to be a little bit stronger, and we're going to be Grass Tera. So we might as well just do that. I think that's probably a good play. there might be a Sash on that bundle. So there's actually nothing really wrong with Mortal Spinning if we're going to play it just a little bit longer game. That being said, we can also Mortal Spin like the turn after. I think Mortal Spin's a fine play here. We can just slow the game down a lot, switch in the Wo-Chien, and just go for some protects. Play it super, super, super standard and slow. That's the way Wo-Chien likes it. The live Wo-Chien reaction. You know, you got a lot of time to do it because it takes so long. So there's the Tablets of Ruin, making that Meowscarada much weaker. They could go for a Flower Trick into our Glimmora or what was that Flutter. I think they're going to go into the Flutter. And let's see if they're going Ice Tera or Water Tera here. Water Tera. Another reason why it was good to go for that Grass Attack if we were going to go for the Grass Attack, just because Water Tera is a lot more common than something like Ice Tera in this format on Bundle. So let's see it. We got the big Terastalize. They're going for the massive Hydro Pump, and I think realistically, like next turn, there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to just lock that slot up with something like an Energy Ball, and maybe to go for just like a standard like side Pollen Puff, or even a Pollen Puff into the Meowscarada would pick up a KO there too. Tera Blast Water. Yo, this person says Hydro Pump. I never even heard of it, bro. That's not doing that much though. We got the AV baby critical. That's a critical hit. That is a critical hit. And they... Is it Policy? Do they only know how to side target? Hello? Hello? What? Is that a... I don't know what that is. We're on ranked. You guys saw it in like the team preview. What? Do they only know how to do their combo? Or are they just like that? I don't even know what that is, but like... We take those? I have no clue. I have absolutely no answer for that. If someone knows what they were cooking, let me know. But as it stands, I have absolutely zero idea what they were cooking. And whoever let them cook, they shouldn't. You know, like the kitchen nightmare shit, like that's what that was. So we got the poison onto the Meowscarada. Realistically, in this situation, I think we have enough resources to just go for... I don't want to policy proc, because we didn't policy proc yet. So I think that there's nothing really wrong with just Mortal Spinning again, just to put some poison up on there. And I actually will just protect our Wo-Chien this turn. I want to make them actually like overcommit to dealing with our Glimmora. And I think that like the most annoying thing to do whenever you're playing as Wo-Chien is when they just go for protects like this. See, like it's the most annoying thing in the world. And one of the reasons why like all these Ruin Mons can be so problematic is because their abilities last as long as they're on the board. So you should always be using like protect on these things or sub or something to elongate their presence on the board so you can use them as long as possible. Dragon not going to get that much damage because again the Wo-Chien is cutting that Dragonite's attack. And so yeah, being able to elongate their presence by weaving in these protects and stuff like that, really, really smart. Meowscarada is probably going to take out next turn. Dragonite we can just double into with like a Leech Seed or Ruination. I want to check the speed tiers on this. Also, let me know what you guys think about me using the old overlay. I haven't used the old overlay in a while, and you know, I might just go back to using some of the old. We have just Foul Play. That's fine. Foul Play's fine. Yeah, we'll just go for a Power Gem. This is still super effective into the Dragonite, and I mean, we might as well just like, we could probably get away with like a side Pollen Puff. I'll do it. I just want to do it to flex, bro. Just to flex. Flower Trick's not gonna be doing that much. It's not, bro. Nothing. Literally nothing. Say it again. Critical hit. At least they're not side targeting themselves anymore, right? Easy as peasy. So we could have just went for like an attack and KO'd, but like we didn't know how bulky the Dragonite was. I would say most Dragonites are vested, so it's kind of hard to say. I don't dislike this side Pollen Puff because I think it's literally hilarious. And Meowscarada should take out at the end of like this turn or next turn. So first game with this team plays super, super well. We walled out all their physical attackers. We easily held their all in, and we played the game at the tempo we wanted, which is what Wo-Chien is good at. So, pretty good first game, and let's go play a few more and see if we can, you know, find some other teams to play against. Bro, I don't know what's up with ranked. Like, it's ranked. What are people doing out here? I will also say that, like, I love this background, like this silver background for ranked this season. I hope they change this every single time we get a new series. It's actually really, really cool. This is the little like slacking truant combo. You can stop this by having multiple Paradox Mons. I also don't think they can copy the Ruin Pokemon. So what we can do is a couple different things. I don't actually think we're in a bad spot leading like Wo-Chien Flutter and just being in a good spot. We cut the damage on the slacking and we just go for like double dip D-Gleams and things like that. It's probably safe. Yeah, and you don't want to lead like fake outs into that too, because like if they have Covert Cloak on the Doodle Monkey, you'd basically just be like wasting your turn. They copy your Shadow Tag, and then you're Shadow Tagged, and the Slacking has Shadow Tag, and it's like all bad. So I think realistically, leading with both of these is a good play. And then I think bringing out things that are very, very bulky in the back are probably going to be good. I don't know if we want the Glimmora per se, because it could have a bad matchup for something like the Tauros or the Lumina Crash Pokemon. So I think I'm actually going to bring Dragonite and Gyarados here, just because I think the two of them combined can probably weather the storm of a Slacking pretty well, while also like going for like priority moves back if we need to. There's a little bit of potential for like Oranguru Trick on that team. The Espather can go for stuff, so I think realistically, just bringing those two safe mons in the back is going to be good. I also think as long as we get off the Doodle Monkey off the board, Wo-Chien's just going to, we're free to switch it, right? So I think we're in a good spot. I don't know what's up with ranked though. Like people, maybe I'm playing at the wrong time. I'm playing at 1:50 p.m. on a weekend. I don't know. There's the Doodle Monkey. I don't think they can copy the Ruin abilities. We know that they can't copy the Paradox Pokemon abilities. So let's see what they do. We have Dark typing as well, so they can't go for anything weird there. I think we just go for Leech Seed into the Slacking. And I am going to protect this first turn with Flutter, because I feel like if there was a turn where they were to go all in, we can even just double protect turn block the Slacking. There's nothing like wrong with that. You're right. Actually, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no reason to not do it, I don't think. We don't have to risk a dang thing. Perfect. Let's see what happens. So remember, the Slacking is going to be truanting, right? So just play it real passive. Real passive. Just get nice and in there. Doodle. And it's going to fail. Shadow Claw. See, I don't even need to lose the Sash. Don't even need to lose it. And now you're stuck truanting. Now we go for damage. We could actually, like, another thing about this team, like, we didn't bring Goth, but, like, we could have also, like, swapped in Goth or swap in Goth any time and then go for, like, Perish songs. There's so many cool Perish options this team has, and it's actually really, really cool how many different flowcharts this team has to actually conquer, like, normal standard matchups. I think in this situation, though, Slacking's stuck, so we're just going to stick the Leech Seed on it. And that thing is a normal poison, so, like, realistically, we don't do that much with Flutter, but we can just go for a standard D-Loom anyway. I think it's fine. Doodle is still going to fail, right? Yeah, so I think they're targeting Wo-Chien, and it's just going to fail. I fought a guy at Charlotte Regionals, right, that actually nicknamed his Pokemon, and they were all nicknamed a little period, like a little dot. Oh, we just missed our first Leech Seed of the whole format, literally never lucky. They were all nicknamed a single period, and I asked him, I was like, that's pretty big brain. And then we came into a situation where my Iron Bundle missed a Hydro Pump, and he didn't know who I targeted, and I was like, that's probably really bad. Because, like, you could tell he was, like, stressed out about it, too. He was like, oh, man. Because after the game we talked about it, he's like, dude, I had no idea who you wanted to hit with that. And I was like, I know, I feel it. There's nothing wrong with going for double protect here, doing the exact same thing. That Slacking is stuck, going to be going in little truant loops and things like that. I don't know what is up with the ladder. They're not bots. That's never been a thing in Pokemon. That's never been a thing in Pokemon. But, like, how do these people, like, not know? I don't think I'm the best player. I'm not that good to where, like, I make people literally look like NPCs. Maybe I am, you know, maybe I am. I didn't actually see if we crit that Slacking, but I'm just gonna try and roll it right here. A little extra double dip on the stab there is gonna be really nice. So we should be able to take out the Slacking again. I didn't see if I crit it, but is that a Quick Claw? Yo, literally unlucky. So it wasn't Covert Cloak, it was Quick Claw. The pivot of Slacking, so that's actually going to be a lot of damage on whatever switches in, which is very, very nice. Espather, that should be a 2-shot for sure. And let's see, I love that Quick Claw also activates before they switch. I think that's so cool. So this is also your daily reminder to leave a like on the video. You thought I was going to say subscribe. You can subscribe if you want, but I would really like it if you left like a like, maybe answer the question of the day, the comment. Let me know if you actually like Regulation C. What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? This is a lot of damage, but again, its attack is mitigated. So it's unfortunate that we had to take that damage, but it's not the end of the world. Wo-Chien just kind of chills. Chills, pays the bills, you know, all those good things. Leech Seed finally hits. This thing is a much lower base HP than Slacking. Remember, Leech Seed does restore health based off the damage it deals to things. So we're not going to be restoring a ton, but we should be getting out of range after, you know, next turn. We can also pivot in here too if we wanted to. There'd be nothing really wrong with the safe pivot in as well. Let's think about this. I'm just worried about like another Quick Claw situation. I'm worried about another Quick Claw situation. I'm going to pivot in the Dragonite as opposed to the Gyarados because I'd like to save the Gyarados to be able to intimidate the Slacking in the back. So we pivot in Dragonite here. And yeah, we just go for a big Dazzling Gleam. No more Quick Claws. No Quick Claws. It would have already activated. Cool. So Wo-Chien just going to dip. Remember, the Leech Seed is actually still ticking. If like they wanted to protect the Doodle Monkey, we'd be actually Leech Seeding into our Dragonite, which is actually really, really cool. So Dazzling comes out here. It's going to get us the double KO, and then we know they have Slacking that's at half and something else. Dragonite's really, really strong, and I actually still really like that I included Dragon Claw on this Dragonite, so we can actually still go for absolutely massive stab moves without being reliant on Tera. So we have Tailwind, Ice Spinner, Extreme Speed, Dragon Claw. This Dragon Claw from a Life Orb still does a ton of damage, so usually you don't like OHKO other Mons unless there's like a damage multiplier involved. If it's just like a base stab move, if something isn't super effective. Dragonite does have that Life Orb, so there is a damage multiplier involved, so we should be fine. So Tauros is going to come in here. Remember, we're immune to that. And let's see, Dazzling Gleam is going to OHKO one of them, probably. And I think realistically, there's nothing really wrong with just going with like attacking to the Tauros slot here. I think this might be just a little bit greedy. There's nothing wrong with double protecting, but I don't want them to get like a sub or something weird. So I'm just going to go for the Dazzling Gleam and just roll the game over. Dazzling Gleam should KO one of them, I think. Unless the first Dazzling Gleam is a crit on the Slacking. Nope, the double KO, bros. Bro, the double KO! Holy moly, dude. Flutter. Flutter busted. This isn't Flutter main, this is Calyrex Xerneas 2.0 Hybrid Fusion. So we'll take those wins, and we're just going to keep playing. Hopefully we actually get a hard matchup. All right, this is more like it. We got Chi-Yu, we got Wo-Chien, we got Iron Treads, which I talked about being, I think, a good Pokemon in this format. We also have good speed control from things like Bundle. They can go like Bundle Chi-Yu and just melt us up if we're not 100% on point. I do think that like Glimmora is probably pretty decent here. I don't think there's an issue with Glimmora. I think even like Glimmora Dragonite is probably like not a terrible lead. Glimmora is definitely coming, and then I think I might actually just want to lead Wo-Chien because like I can just pivot into Gyarados to block like any sort of fire attacks or things like that, and just go for like a big power gem into the Chi-Yu and just be absolutely fine. So Gyarados is with that citrus is going to be very, very good here. I do think we have to bring Flutter. It's just a matter of where I want to bring it out. I think I'm going to definitely bring it in the back, but this is a good looking team. I think this is a good looking team. I also think like Gothitelle could go very good into this, but this is looking pretty solid. I think Gyarados is better than Dragonite here, just exclusively for that like Treads Mimikyu matchup. I think Dragonite's just not very good versus Mimikyu. You have to force Tera. I also don't really like Dragonite in the mirror as often as I probably should, but I don't like forcing those mirrors if I can. Just because like you never know when people are going to click like the full 252 Jolly or Timid version of whatever you are and just roll you over. So we have a Dragonite that has like EVs like all over the place, and so I feel like another Dragonite would give us a lot of problems, and we also would struggle hard versus Mimikyu. It's looking like they might want to lead a little bit into a potential Trick Room, and I don't think there's anything actually wrong with me just going like Mortal Spin. We're going to break the Mimikyu Disguise and poison the Chi-Yu. Like I love Mortal Spin on this thing. And think about what they could switch in here. This is fine. I think we just use Wo-Chien as bait and just go for a big Mortal Spin. And if they want to set, like, I feel they also might just be Terrastalizing Chi-Yu this turn. A big, like, Ground Tera Chi-Yu could be very, very problematic for Glimmora. They probably get the OHKO there. Would they do that, is the question. That is the question. That's a good question. I'm going to go for the Mortal Spin, though, like I said, and we're going to use Wo-Chien as bait. That's what the point is here. I think they're going to respect it. And so I'm just going to go for the Protect. Let's see what they do. No Tera, so we're in a good spot here. That's that little 50-50 right there. They could have totally went like Ground Tera and just tried to pop our Glimmora. Psychic! Alright, so let's see it. Let's see how much damage we take. Not going to be enough yet. Mimikyu shouldn't be able to break us either, so we're safe. We held. Just barely, but we held. We can go with like a Pollen Puff Grass Tera here, I think, and probably be in a good spot and not get KO'd there. We're in a good enough spot to play the longer game, I would say. This is where like we had a Pokemon to switch in and just like heal every single turn. This is where like if we had Multi-Scale Dragon, it would have been really good, but I still think Inner Focus is better. So yeah, Psychic. Huh. We could go... I think there's nothing really wrong with just Terrastalizing and going for like big damage into the Chi-Yu, getting it off the board, and just like side Pollen Puffing. Because they're probably stuck Psychic. That was probably Specs, and it was super effective. So this next one should do about a third. which should leave us at about 20%. I think that's fair. Because we're just going to get the Chi-Yu off the board. And then once it's off the board, like, we're absolutely fine. We could also have, like, pivoted out for Gyarados. I just didn't want to take that much damage on Gyarados. It would probably go into our Citrus range, and then we don't know their EV spread. They probably outspeed. I'm not that afraid of the Play Rough either. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. I'm just not that afraid of it. Service is Psychic. Shouldn't get the KO unless you crit. Okay. Play Rough into the Wo-Chien. Okay. And we're holding. We are holding it. That's a crit. That's never lucky. Never, ever lucky, Wo-Chien. And that thing's gone. And we're going to get that side Pollen Puff. I'm a big believer of, like, anytime you ever get, like, a side Pollen Puff or, like, Heal Pulse off, yo, you're probably going to win that game. So that's one of their ruins down. That's actually a really, really big swing of this match. And we also have the poison ticking on the Mimikyu. We have the Leftovers ticking here. We can protect, hard switch out Glimmora for something like Gyarados or something and start Intimidate cycling. It's a pretty good place to be in. And then Glimora's a great defensive pivot in for that Gyarados to block things like Wisps and electric attacks. That's going to be a little bit different to deal with. Let's think about how we want to deal with this. Play Rough would... let's think about this. I wonder how well we eat the... that's a good question. I'm thinking like how well we eat that. It's not Booster, so it's probably the Sash. And I'm just going to go Power Gem into that slot and go for a Protect. I'm going to play it super, super standard. And then we're probably going to be bringing out... oh, I didn't actually notice that Mimikyu didn't get poisoned by that. By the Mortal Spin. Huh. I learned something today. Because it broke the disguise, obviously. So yeah, they're going to go Big Tera. Are they Ice Tera? No way. Dude, Water Tera is the way to go in here. Maybe they might be Ghost? Ice Tera. So we Power Gemmed here in that spot. So we actually just got... We did the right play in this exact situation, but they're nuking the Glimmora. I just don't know if they have enough... If they double into it, they'll probably KO it, but I wonder if they will. So like Play Rough plus like a Freeze Dry would do it. Shadow Sneak, they are nuking that. So we do get the spikes up, though. Hey, that works. The last Mon's going to get Toxic Debris. I don't know if Freeze Dry is enough to get us, though. We're heavy Spadef Vest. Oh, they went to the Wo-Chien. Bro, yeah, we take those. We do be taking those. Power Gem, baby. Do Wo-Chien. Use those Protects. Elongate the presence of your Pokemon on the board. So in this exact situation, I don't think there's a single problem with just foddering these Mons for the most part. I mean, we might as well just go for... I think you still kind of want to go after the bundle with this slot. I think you can just go for a Mortal Spin, because it's good versus both, right? It's just literally good versus both. And then, like, we can just let the Wo-Chien basically go down if it does go down. We're just going to Foul Play into the bundle slot. Yep, Icy Wind's completely fine. You're not going to get any KOs with this Icy Wind, I don't think. Oh, God, double. Is that a crit on one, though? God, that's actually so much damage. It's fine, though. I think we got the right Mons in the back. We got Flutter and Gyarados. And I think that that's okay. I wonder who they're going to go after, though. Because they can go, like, Shadow Sneak plus, like, a big special attack into our Flutter, which would be problematic. But I think Gyarados is in such a good spot here. Like, what do they have in the back is the question. It's going to be Poison, no matter what it is. Alright, there's Gyarados and Flutter. Dragonite could be problematic. Wo-Chien could be very not fun to deal with. If it's... Huh. They might just go like Shadow Sneak into Flutter and attack into the Gyarados, and I think that's... We have to go for a 50-50 here at some point. We have to go for some sort of like 50-50 play into them. And do we think they're going to go after the Gyarados slot? And that they have Iron Treads in the back? I think that that is what I would do if I were them. So I'm going to play this. Which is why they're also fine attacking the Glimmora, because they have Iron Treads or a Dragonite in the back. And we guessed wrong. We guessed wrong. They could also still be Freeze Dry on the Gyarados. It's a Freeze Dry on the Gyarados. Yeah, like, they took that. And they took it all the way to the bank. But the fact that we have the Intimidate up here means, like, Flutter's not taking that much damage. Next, we can go over the Protect Pivot. Good damage versus the Mimikyu. And then if they actually have Wo-Chien coming out here, we don't get KO'd by Shadow Sneak because Wo-Chien's going to cut their attack, which is another thing I was thinking about. So that's really, really cool. That's great for us. And then we'll see how the rest of the game looks. We'll see how the rest of the game looks. Iron Treads, awesome. I knew it. I felt it. Like, I literally felt it. Like, I was like, it has to be Iron Treads, which means they had to go after the Gyarados in that spot. I feel like if they had any other options, they would have switched just a little bit differently. So in this situation, I think we just go after the Mimikyu and just go for Protect, and then next turn we double dip into the Iron Treads. And I guess they could still have, like, I think the thing does get, like, Wild Charge, but this is a fine play. I don't want to risk the Shadow Sneak high roll into our Flutter, so I'll play very defensive this turn. With the Protect and the Flutter, obviously. We don't know how much damage they actually did, like what the roll was, so we'll just soak the damage, force them to go into that slot. Gyarados doesn't outspeed Iron Treads, but like, let's see if they have the Wild Charge. Heavy Slam. That ain't it, Chief. Not in my house, is not. Like, Heavy Slam ain't bad, but like, it ain't the smoke. So we get to get this dub. Good looking team though. Like the Chi-Yu was good. They didn't use the Wo-Chien, but like, hey man, we're gonna be taking these wins. And this team is just really good. I think this team is just like really, really solid. You have good aggressive physical mounts. You have the big Sash Flutter. You have the Glimmora, Gothitelle, Wo-Chien core if you want to use it. And it's generally just a really, really safe, solid team. We should, like I said, be able to get the KO here with this waterfall here. But let's see what they have. Survey says, yeah, we got it. I was like, maybe they're left at 1 and have like a policy and then like Rock Slide or do something weird. But we're going to take those wins and we're actually going to play one more. Guess what? We're playing one more game because I want to. Because we haven't shown all the things this team can do. And I just want to play one more game. Okay, a little bit of Dozo. I think Dozo can be dealt with a few different ways in this team. I think like Gothitelle, and Glimmora, Gothitelle and Flutter are great against Dozo because you can just go fake out that first turn, free Perish into a double Protect, into Soak, damage, Hard Switching Gyarados, get an Intimidate, and then like Dozo can't switch anyways. So I realistically think like Gothitelle Flutter is just a solid lead. It's good versus Goldango in some matchups. You can pivot away in a couple others. It's great versus things like Meowscarada as well. So this is one of a few matchups where you are going to want to bring that the Gothitelle. And then I think Gyarados is still like a decent matchup here. It's good against most of those. And I wonder if I want Dragonite. I think being able to solidify something with like a big E-speed is good. But it struggles a little bit versus Goldango. I guess it's good that we're not locked into it. I think I will bring the Dragonite just in the back. I think like Wo-Chien's a little bit too passive to deal with Volcarona. Realistically, if they have like, if we miss the first Leech into Volk and they Quiver, we're probably going to lose that game. So another thing, like Glimmora could be good, but it's not good versus backs on this exact spread that we have. Normally Glimmora could kind of hold its own versus backs caliber, but they definitely outspeed our Glimmora. And in like a late game situation, Glimmora gets melted by like Goldangos. It can get really messed up by things like Meowscarada. So I think Glimmora just existing on the team is very good for forcing our opponents to, you know, respect our toxic debris so they don't bring in the right Pokemon and stuff like that and, you know, get everything poisoned. But it's not that great in like the late game situations. So Meowscarada, Goldango. So we can go fake out the Meowscarada and just Shadow Ball. I don't think there's like a problem with that. This Flutter main is modest too as well, so it's actually like a lot harder hitting than like most Flutter mains are, and it's made like that deliberately on purpose. It doesn't want to be the timid one because it actually wants to pick up KOs on things. So yeah, I'll go for that first fake out. And Goldango can switch, but Meowscarada can't, so they have to be like hard clicking a U-turn or like going Ghost Tera U-turn on the Meowscarada to actually double pivot into like a Tatsu here. Yeah, I just think, and also think that just Shadow Ball's fine here. And I think worst case scenario, we're going to have, like, maybe the Goldango lives, or I think the Goldango will probably live here, and goes for, like, a Make It Rain, like a Shadow Ball or something. And then, oh, we just get the KO. Cool. So this set does KO standard sweeper Goldangos. But if, like, let's say they lived, because they could have also went, like, Steel Terror, done, like, 4 or 5 other things there, we would have been able to then next turn go for, like, Protect, Hard Switch in something, or even just go for, like, a... Maybe, like, if they... Depending on their Terror or something like that, we could have been able to do something with the Goth as well. So good stuff. We see the Dozo popping it off out here. And again, they're trapped on that Meowscarada slot. The Meowscarada is faster than our Flutter main. I think we saw that happen as well. So, but they can't hard switch. They have to U-turn it. So I think in this situation, there isn't anything really wrong with going like... I think you still could like Psychic the Dozo, because there's nothing really worth swapping to. Maybe we swap into Gyarados. Yeah, swapping to Gyarados is a fine play. Just get the Intimidate up. And then we're just going to go for a Perish in this situation. Because they're already going to be trapped if they pivot into Tatsu. So show me that Tatsu. So let's see it. And if for some reason they don't switch and just double up in our Flutter main, we just get to bring Goth right back out and have a fake out. Knock off. Hey, cool. Works for me. Absolutely fine. So Perish is hitting. I really thought they were going to U-turn. Really thought they were going to U-turn. And sub. Oh my gosh, sub. Oh, dude, but we got the Perish out value. Cool. Yeah, we'll just pivot. I don't actually think we care all that much. And we also got the Intimidate up before the sub. That's so big. They can swap out the Masquerada, and I think that's like low-key fine. I can't really do that much against Dozo with this board. But like realistically, they could swap out there for Tatsu, and then their board would be like Masquerada Tatsu in the back. So we still need to have the right Mons to beat Masquerada Tatsu, which I think we're going to be able to do. I'm gonna go for probably a double protect this turn, and then we're going to see what they do. Because I don't really see a situation where double protect is like a game loser. Because like we could probably also just like Perish again too. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to switch in my Goth on a knockoff because I think they might just be knockoff in the Gyarados slot. And I don't want to switch in the same Flutter slot and have my Goth get knocked off either. Flower Trick into Gyarados. Flower Trick in there. You should just go knockoff there. Because it would be a great switch. And order up. Not going to be it. Cool. So they're taking out a Perish. I wonder if they're going to like hard switch out Dozo for Tatsu and then U-turn with the Masquerada. Because I think they have U-turn. Like, you got to have U-turn. Why else would you have a Masquerada on this team? That being said, I don't know if U-turn would KO us on our Flutter. It's totally wouldn't. So I'll let them Flower Trick that. I'll let them Flower Trick that. Yeah, just go for it. And let's see what they got. You Flower Trick here. If you want to double into that slot, like Flutter Mage just holds 2. Flower Trick's absolutely fine. Which slot are you going after? Auto crit slot of that? Absolutely fine. And so basically they are trapped now. No matter what happens, like they're big trapped now. So they're going to lose both these Pokemon next turn unless they Oko our Goth. Which that's not happening. Awesome. Value. Cool. So now they can't switch anymore. And they're on their last turns. So we want to save our Gyarados to be able to intimidate something in the back if we need it. And we also want to, I still would say, it's the right play. Actually, we don't want to send the Gyarados, we want to protect. Send the Gyarados, we're going to protect here. We're actually still going to fake out the Masquerada because Masquerada could click U-turn. And we don't want that to happen, right? We don't want the Masquerada to do anything. If it takes us a little bit of damage on our Goth, it's absolutely fine. Just fake out the Masquerada and protect Gyarados. Realistically, though, we could actually just go fake out and, like, we just Dragon Dance in their face, bro. Like, I'm just going to do it. Like, what are you going to do about it, bro? What are you going to do about it? Battle was canceled. We'll take those wins. Dozo ain't doing nothing here. Dozo ain't doing nothing here. All right, so that's going to be it. Again, this rental code is amazing. My Patreon nemesis built this team mostly by themselves. I provided a couple mons and changes to a lot of the sets that I felt would make the team function a lot better. I know I helped tweak the Dragonite set and helped tweak the Gyarados set, but like the Flutter, Glimmora, Wo-Chien was definitely their idea that I just expanded upon, and I think it's a really, really cool way to play Wo-Chien. I think a lot of people go hard stall with Wo-Chien, and adding these like subtle, aggressive cores like Dragonite, Gyarados with a little bit of Sash, Flutter is a really, really cool way to play it. I would highly recommend this rental code. It's definitely good enough to get you guys to Master Ball. And for those guys that stayed so long, thank you guys for watching. Think about liking the video. Think about answering the question of the day. And just thank you guys for supporting the content. I just want to say I really do appreciate it. I'm going to do my best to make the best possible Regulation C content I can. That means featuring more community rental codes, and that just means doing my best to help as many people learn about competitive Pokemon as possible. So if you guys like this stuff, let me know. Let me know if you guys want to see more. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.